Hello guys, what a week we've been through here. I will try to give a quick summary here on the weekly, maybe sometimes the daily candlesticks, just to see where we are. You know, we are very much interested in silver, gold, uranium, platinum, oil, basically commodities. That is our that's the way we're going now, at least in my opinion. For the next 5 years, commodities will do really, really well. It will also be insanely difficult because of the volatility, but it is what it is. So guys, as always, if you like what you see, the content here, follow me on Twitter. You can see here my handle, also on Substack, where I do most of my work, getting the more detailed stuff out to the subscribers there. And also, please sign up, here for YouTube, where I, on a regular basis, also post stuff here. So let's dive in here. We have the list. We know exactly what to look for. Let's dive in here. Silver down for the week. Down for the week. I want to find how much we're down roughly 5%. Okay, that's a pretty nasty week here. Overall, long term, you can see we're still hella bullish. There's nothing wrong with silver at the moment. The big breakout there at 26. You can see we tagged the 30-week moving average this week. I had a tiny bounce here. I'm fully expected this to resolve at some point in time to the upside. The timing of it can always be difficult, but when we come to the gold to silver ratio, we could be closer than you might think here. Beautiful silver. Yes, we're down 5% for the week. It's okay. It really is okay. Gold here. Again, that major breakout there was just stunningly good. We have 3 touches there and we broke on the 4th. A tiny bull flag below. It's perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. Huge rally going sideways. A bit bearish sentiment here short term. But overall for gold, we still have this measured move from this inverted head and shoulders is roughly 2,650 and change, right? You can overshoot, but again, that is the target for this fractal alone. There are higher targets when you start to measure, the move that happened before that. So gold to silver ratio. Also, you can see here we broke down heavily here, breaking down, retesting now. Again, next week we have FOMC. I think the alignment here at 86. The deep retest right there, to me, points to that huge volatility will come next week here, and it's perfectly aligned with the FOMC with regard to their rate hike or rate cut, neutral, whatever. I do think that's the time when we roll over. That's the highest possible outcome here. You can also see here we actually had the past, not yesterday, but the day before, we had kind of like a big rally there, heavily overbought, excuse me, on the daily. So yeah, I'm expecting this to roll over next week. That is what I see with reference to the FOMC. The Dixie here, you can see the 104, big support. We pierced it 2 weeks ago, and now we're back above still. The golden rail is broken, and again, you can see we're still within this channel here. So it's very mixed bag here. Some positives, some negatives, basically flat for the week. If we, however, close below there at 103.7, the dollar is going down. It's going down big time. Then we can easily see these lows down here at 100. So Bitcoin is also basically flat for the week. Still overall an okay outlook for Bitcoin. I do still have this mega fractal that Bitcoin is basically copying what happened from Amazon, from its IPO till the dot-com bubble, and we are at the topping phase. So until we can clear, with good conviction, we can clear these highs. Then until then, that fractal is 100% in play, and that's my go-to. For Bitcoin, you can check it out. Basically, what we are seeing here from the Bitcoin IPO, you can say, all the way till now. This is basically Amazon before it bust, and then it went down 95%. Oil here, let's check again, down pretty much down 3-4% for the week. Most of it happened on this Friday. Again, we lost a ton of support at 80, 82 and 80, and then the latest we had the 75. So again, I think we're going down to 74 here for support, but you can see decision time is in the making. Either we break here or we collapse there. So huge volatility incoming for oil. That is 100% guaranteed. You can see the 30 weekly is going sideways. I mean, the move for oil will be very, very big. I think ultimately, looking 5 years out, oil will be a lot higher, but we could see a collapse first. We could see that. The GDX, so close to a 15-year breakout. So close, yet no cigar. So we're just waiting here in a stage 2 uptrend, higher highs and higher lows. It looks really, really good as we speak. Again, also aligned perfectly, I think, with FOMC next week, where we will probably, again, nothing is certain, but where we probably will see the gold to silver ratio head down, silver up, gold up, GDX up. SILJ here, SIL, excuse me, it broke its 3-year downtrend here and has been looking quite good ever since, above the 30 weekly moving average, higher highs and higher lows, stalling a bit here you can see, but again, ultimately, I think we're going to reach the 50. There's a lot of resistance up here at roughly 50. So that is my target for the next few months here, maybe half a year. Uranium spot price, you can see it's also getting really, really tight here. Which way we will break? If we break down, we have support at 77. If we break to the upside, you could actually see a move all the way up to the other side of the trend here, which is basically at 150, 140, 150, if that's the case. So interesting times for uranium. URNM closed below its 2020 uptrend here, not ideal, basically retesting as we speak. 30 weekly is above us, basically flat, but could be rolling over. So uranium has a lot of work to do. If you look at the URA, we actually closed back above its 2020 trend line there. So mixed bag, but overall more bearish than bullish right now. But we have come down quite far, in my opinion. We have the first wave, second, third, and fifth with a hammer candle there 2 days ago. I'm expecting a counter trend rally. It could be just a counter trend, then we start to roll over. Hopefully we have enough power to start to get back above the golden there and higher. But this trend here seems to be overdone, and we are going into, hopefully closing above 50 here, in a few weeks' time. Rates are basically on the verge of a major breakdown. You can see the blue support here ever since 2023 all the way up here. We are basically hanging by a thread. So we could collapse at any moment. Again, FOMC next week, perfect alignment. Also, you do have some bullish shorter term setup here with that kind of squeeze there. So depending on what happens next week with regard to the FOMC, we could see some spiking here. But overall, a lot more bearish than bullish. The 30 weekly is here on the verge of a breakdown of a bear flag there. Rates seem to be heading lower. Palladium here, basically, you can see here roughly flat for the week, still trying to bottom out, but we can't seem to. You can see the bounces there from the 860 are getting smaller and smaller. So getting above 1100 is my take. If that happens, then we are in a bullish. The basing has stopped and we're in an uptrend, but it does seem that it's having more and more difficulties to hold. 30 weekly still plummeting down, but again, we shall see here. We shall definitely see what is going to happen. Platinum also broke its green tiny uptrend here. Overall, I'm still in the camp that this is a huge inverted head and shoulders. The big breakout level is at the same as Palladium, 1100, but a nasty week here. And next week the goal should be to get back above basically 970, 980. Copper down also, roughly 4% here. Ever since we broke that $4 level, we were hugely bullish. Our target were $5 up here. We basically tagged it, overshot a bit, and then we have come down a lot faster than I would have thought here. We did see some support here at this pivot there. Tiny bounce rolling over. I do think we will find major support at $4. It seems like the magnet there. We almost came into the $4, finding some tiny support here. But again, I think $4 will be where we will see that big bounce again. And yeah, but that will take a few months time really to bottom out for copper. If we lose the $4, by the way, it's going to look a lot more ugly. And again, if copper is dropping this heavily, that's never a good thing for the overall economy. You can see over here it collapsed as well, where we had the the stock market also starting to collapse. So gas here, the TTF, by the way, we broke this bear flag, and now we're basically retesting the 33, which is a big level. But again, here still a bit more bearish than bullish, but overall it seems like also here that the Dutch TTF is trying to bottom out here. Coal still also looks really good. Here we had this blue fractal, which went on for like 2 years. You can see it clearly. And then finally we broke, and now we're retesting within that green bull flag there. And we broke out just recently. We have broken out. Still some, downward pressure, but this looks kind of good, really. Especially if we're getting above that 150, then I'm really intrigued about coal, and I think it could be in for a big rally, north of 200. XLE with a huge weekly hammer candle there, beautiful. Overall, hanging at the highs, you can see we have a big level here at roughly 93. Breaking out, bull flagging here, breaking out, retesting. So a lot of stuff is going on for XLE. Again, in my opinion, if we start, it looks a lot more bullish than bearish. Breaking out, retesting here. If we start to resume higher, oil should be going higher, right? This is the energy sector, by the way. So if this one is going higher, that could be a precursor for oil to also join the party and break out of that tight range or tight pennant that we are currently in. This one right here, right? If that happens, I think that's the most likely plan. So that was a brief update for the week here. Again, FOMC next week. I think it is in 4 days. So early next week we have FOMC statement, and that's basically what's it all about. I don't think the markets will do much until we get those numbers out from FOMC and the Fed, really. Have an amazing day, guys. As mentioned, follow me on YouTube, Twitter, and on Substack. Have an amazing weekend, guys.